protest at Jegorow Reserve. A series of Russian flags used to fly over this park for a former mayor strongly affiliated with Russia, and it's been removed. The council has taken them down because of the conflict, and he is here to appeal and put them back up. And we're going to see what a suburbs protest with a series of Russian flags is going to look like. Let's get a little bit closer, check things out, and across this road, get a closer look at this. Now, viewers, you're going to have to help me with what we should be trying to ask the protesters here, because well, it's a niche cause. If you really think about it, it's a very niche cause. You've got a protest for flags, Russia. I mean, this isn't. It's not a broad issue of sorts. It's a niche one. Got some large military vehicles. Didn't expect that. We'll see if we can talk to. It's certainly unexpected. Certainly unexpected. Let's get a watermark on here because, as always, don't want mainstream kind of stealing that content. Got some Ricardo Bossi shirts. Nothing that unusual there. It's, Simeon's here. Looks like there's a barbecue. So there's around 40, 50 people here. What can I say? Someone else I know. Tom, got a chance to talk.
Hey Chris, how you doing?
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
Not a freedom vax. This is over a series of Russian flags, as I understand it. Do you know anything more?
Yeah, so apparently Councillor Jegorow back in the 60s here in Sydney had some beautiful Russian flags up here along with the Australian flag, and because of the conflict, apparently the government made the call on behalf of us, with no recollection of being notified of such, to be completely racist and completely anti-Russia and to take them down. So today I believe Cossack and Co are here just to support the community of Cossacks and Russians that are absolutely outraged at this, and I'm not even Russian to see that this is a complete and direct attack on the Russian Australian community.
Is it racist? Use the word racist there. Is it racist? How do we get there?
Yeah, why is Ukraine the hero in this supervillain story? You have to question the narrative, Chris. You really do.
Do you think the local people might feel that way? Let's take Inner West Council and the people who live there. Do you think the people of Inner West Council might feel that Ukraine is the hero in that one and just reflects the local values?
Run a consensus. What harm is there in at least just asking 100, 200 people in the community here, what are your thoughts? Are you phased at us leaving the Russian flag up there as it was rightfully there before, or do you want it to be down? Like, ask Simeon, ask someone that actually has some authority in that community. Don't just do it. I mean, and that's just turning your back on a minority of people.
Is this kind of like BLM taking? It has gone through a process. So a mob didn't take flags down. So it's not BLM tearing statues down. The councillors decided to. So I guess this is a question more for democracy, that the voters need to appeal to their councillors and say, hey, you took down our statue of sorts, and there's the equivalent. So it still went through a governance process, right?
Sure.
It's just next election, the people got to hold those councillors accountable, rather than putting the flag back up without a governance process.
Well, like I said, this is the information I have currently provided to me, and obviously outside of that parameter, I can't make comment on that, Chris. But thanks for doing what you do and covering all of these events here.
I'll see if I can wander around, ask a few more people who are trying to work out what's going on. Let me go and have a look at these flagpoles. Tell us your socials again, mate.
The Powerful Drake on Getter and Instagram. I'm really trying to get some of the Australian people out there to support Getter and the uncensored posts that you want to send out to the world and the US, minus the censorship. So guys, get on to Getter at the Powerful Drake. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, man. Flags. Powerful sign. These days we go with flags for sexuality and different nations. Is it racist? I don't know. Hold on. Here's one. Who firebombed friendly Geordies? That's a question. Who did? It's a question everyone wants to know. I'd like to know as well. Oh cripes, here we end up with copyrighted music. Actually, what's in Matilda copyrighted? Probably if Slim Dusty's singing it, someone's copyrighted it. Guys, I don't know. If the council's decided to take him down, the council's decided to take him down, right? That's it. And then if you disagree with that, you hold the council accountable at the next council meeting, letter writing. Then again, if Ryde Council decide to take down the Gadigal and Aboriginal flags, you'd probably end up with a similar kind of protest. It's always about popular opinion. Truth, justice, there is no truth and justice, only popularity. I don't know. We do have a gentleman here with a fairly serious camera. G'day, Chris, how you going? Nice to meet you. A6300, A6400, A6500, so you got Ibis in there, even if the Ibis isn't particularly good, it's still, at least it's there. And a Tamron, no, you've got a crop sensor 18 to 54.
Sony E-mount lenses.
10 to 18. 10 to 8, is that the full frame one on a crop sensor? Yeah, cool. F4. I live stream protests and ask people about the gear that they've got. You got a YouTube channel?
No, mate. I'm just a private guy coming down here to have a look at what was going on.
Oh, have you come for the protest or?
Yeah, I heard it was on, but I just came down here to have a look at it.
Yeah, okay, cool. And you just came to get some footage, not even for your Insta or something?
No, just interested to see what's going on.
Oh, good.
Thanks,
Cool.
mate.
See you, mate.
Appreciate it.
It's odd to come with. He's laved up. He's got like a lavalier on his neck. And he's got a road marker that he's going to ask people. And fairly wide angle sensor, so he's going to go for interviews close up, but not for social media. Just lavalier yourself up to put on your bookshelf interviews, not to share with anyone. More likely you're a freelancer who doesn't want to say you're doing it for anyone. You just want to be like, I'm a private guy. Because if you do say who you're working for, it might not be a nice thing to want to say. I get that all the time. But yeah, odd. Alright, let's pop the hotspot on and check some comments. If you're hoping for a high tempo, busy stream day, it's going to be a bit hard for me because to try and understand things. Is that what's doing media? Is it what's doing? I think that's what's doing media over there. Hold on, I've got to go and talk with this fella. Is it what's doing media over here? Let's go. I'm going to go over to it. He knows I'm coming to him. What's
I can't afford it.
How you going?
Quite good. How are you? Long time no see.
Good to see you. Where did we meet previously?
I think it was the abortion.
Was
abortion. Abortion.
What are you?
The pro-abortion. Well, not pro-abortion. What's the other one? Pro-choice.
Pro-choice. Are you doing work for What's Doing Media? No, just generally. No. You don't.
I'm just a simple man.
You're a simple man doing simple things.
Just walking around doing not much at all. How are you, anyways?
Yeah, fine. Just trying to understand the tone of the place and what it's for. What do you think? What do you think of it all? What it's all about?
Look, at the end of the day, it's all. I understand why they've taken it down. But at the same time, do you punish a migrant community over what a state does? That's my opinion.
The other migrant community, the Ukrainians, would be like, we don't like that flag. So to them, they're being punished. They're going to say they're being punished every day by an aggressive nation with a counter there. So who gets to stay?
That's the question.
Siemens flag. like an Aboriginal flag that he wants to put up, I think.
Yeah.
Just looking at that. No, well, like what? And then you end up having to have sides that you got to pick there, which is just how things go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone's got to pick it, and
It's a 50-50 call. Problem with freedom. I have freedom and you have freedom.
freedom from or freedom to.
Freedom to and from.
The Ukrainians, I would suggest, want freedom from the Russian flag, and the Russians want freedom to recognise the not the owner of the park, but the namesake of the park.
So that's the thing. It's what do you do?
What do you do?
Really?
What do you do?
We'll see what happens by the end of today.
I'll keep walking around.
Alright, have a good
Good
one,
speaking to you,
man.
mate.
Too
See
easy,
you around.
man.
What do you think, guys? What do you think? Let's check some comments and you can tell me what you think. Let's check some comments. What do you think? Ah, some good commercial music. Make sure no one can monetize it. Great stuff. Wouldn't want anyone to monetize it. But I guess it's more about the protest than the streamers, and I get that. But we always end up getting hit with copyright problems. So, what do you want to ask, guys? What do you want to ask? Let me head on over to your comments. What have we got? 21 comments. What suburb this is? Yes, we're in the inner west. Haverfield. Council worker from Petersham assaulted Cossack and got away with it. I don't know if you could call it assault, but it certainly was batting his hand away like that. It's not. It's not about the Russian flag. It's about all three flags. Chris, you're okay. All about. Yeah, yes, I don't know. I agree, Jennifer. It's about all three flags. Yeah, maybe. I'd suggest that the Russian flag is pretty controversial, guys. And if you're not aware, the Russian flag's controversial. What's the right word for that? Ignorant? You might have missed the wall-to-wall coverage about a conflict happening in Europe over the Russian flag. Now, look, people don't like it. People don't like it. Whether it's justified is something beyond that. What do you want to ask, guys? Do you want to have a chat, mate?
I'm letting you know, there's a candlelit vigil tonight at 7 p.m.
There's a candlelight vigil, 7 p.m.
Yeah, the Chinese embassy. No, not Chinese embassy.
Town Hall.
Town Hall, yeah.
At Town Hall.
Yeah.
No, I caught the last one. It was good.
Yeah.
I live streamed that for a bit. Social Left turned up for that one. It was an interesting one, but I got some nice stills. I didn't catch your name last time we were here. We talked about your Telegram channels.
Oh, no, I just go on Freedom Fighters Unite. So.
Freedom Fighters United, of course, as always. I actually clipped our last interaction into a clip because you were excited. You're like, yeah.
I saw it, yeah.
Yes,
That
it was
was
great.
Thank you, sir.
I was so excited about that. It was great. That someone else has seen some of the clips, but people don't always like talking about gear. But I like talking about gear. So.
Thank you. I like how you go around, you just talk to people. It's like really nice. You get the vibe, understand what the people are thinking.
Yeah.
And I like your interesting thoughts on MAGA communism.
Yeah, you like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Crossover, do you like that?
Yeah.
So often we're looking for all of the reasons why movements can't come together. Well, why not look at the overlap, where in fact the far left and far right have a lot in common. And what divides them is done.
Interesting take.
Yeah, it is.
And I agree with it. I agree with it as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot there. What we end up finding is these single issues that these huge movements base themselves around opposing other movements on just this one single issue. And then, oh great, they end up with a grab bag of different social causes that inevitably large, moneyed special interests take advantage of them and skew them their way. Which is why you'll find pretty much all of the different social movements pro one way or the other, but all lead to moneyed interests. But
thinking that, like, with the name MAGA communism, though, it could put people off. Because, like, let's say you're a lefty, right? You don't want to associate with the word MAGA. Or if you're, like, a righty, you don't want to associate with the word communist. So I think, like, let's just come up with a new term for it. Just make it easier for everyone.
There have been some new red. I've forgotten the term. It's a communist who told me about this. Jegorow told me that was a.
Oh, he's the one who showed up at the
Yes!
anti-war rally.
Oh, he's great. Jay, if you're watching, I still want to interview you sometime. He's not sure. He thinks I might be a bit. I'm trying to trap him or trip him up. Which, yeah, sure, there's some of that, but it's not what he's thinking it is. I'm going to ask him tough questions, but it's up to him how he answers them. If he trips up and says something he shouldn't, well, he's going to think about that. But you know what I mean? Like, you're responsible for your speech, not me. So, but.
It's live, you gotta just say it, right?
Yeah. Oh, with Jay, I'd probably give him the option to do a pre-record.
Okay.
Because he's a bit on edge. And that's what I do with some guys is I'll give them the option to pre-record if they're really worried about what they're going to say. And that way, if they say something they totally regret, I'll be like, do you really? Because otherwise you're just not going to get the interview. If someone will want control over that. And that's why I love lives, because, sorry bro, it's already out. Can't cut it, can't edit it. but I do want an interview with Jay. I'm hoping he takes me up on that one.
Does he still attend a lot of the rallies now, or is he a bit kind of behind the scenes kind of?
He kind of got cancelled.
Oh, nice.
So the lefties cancelled him. So what can you do? Once Sydney Morning Herald, the Australian, everyone's him from the left to the right. So.
Oh wow, interesting fella. Yeah.
Google his name, and that's why I put in the video with his interview. All the news articles where, whether it's the Guardian or the Australian, they're just. Hate him, but yeah, Jegorow, most cancelled, and he doesn't call himself a communist anymore.
Yeah, interesting, eh? Interesting fella. Yeah.
I think he's pretty interesting. I think there's a lot to chat about there, and that's where I was at the last one. So
I think he's leaning towards MAGA communist.
I think he is. Yeah.
Hey, you reckon tonight, with the anti-Jordan Peterson protest, are they going to play the game again? How they just start bolting? You reckon they're going to do that?
Yeah, they will do that. That's exactly what they do. They will. Are you going?
I'm going to get to the Kendall vigil, so.
Okay, all right. There's a pro-Peterson rally tonight.
Which one?
A pro-Peterson rally tonight.
Really? Same location? Or?
Same location.
Ah, okay. This is going to be interesting.
It will be.
It
will be.
Day.
And only if you end up watching is how you know. So hopefully that'll go out there. But yeah, there's a pro-Peterson one. Counter protest. Counter protest. So I'm going to get to the candlelight one as well, but probably just a little bit late.
Okay, right.
Let me keep moving around.
All right, take care.
See you, mate. How's it going? Give Simeon a break because he'll probably tell me to go and stay away from him again. See if we can talk to someone else. Former UAP candidate might jump in here. Jegorow would be a good one to interview while we're here as well. Shillingsworth's here. The counter. Let's have a look at what we got over here.
What's that, the Russian flag? I'll fly the Russian flag.
Yeah. Tell us.
Yep, okay, so we represent the good people of Russia and the good people of the Ukraine. The good people only, because there's some bad people in both countries. So we'll stand out here and represent them anytime.
Who are the good people?
The good people are the people, are us, yeah, all of us. The ones who are innocent to all this cabal, the ones who just want to live their lives, happiness, joy and prosperity, and not be crushed by these corporate systems and these so-called elite, because all they want to do is just drive people into a slavery system. They want to wipe out, create genocide across the world, make sure that we get down to what they say. My watch, brother.
Who are the bad people?
Well, let's get into that. Well, let's say the Bill Gates, the Klaus Schwabs, the George Soros, World Economic Forum, WHO, CDC. We can get into the oligarch of the Ukraine, who are Nazis because they fly. Say, we've seen it. We've got the evidence.
What about Russian oligarchs? Are they good or bad?
Now, there's good and bad in every country. There's good and bad in every race, and there's good and bad in every country. So we're not singling this out, but this is on the radar at the moment because this has been going on a long time. The war in the Donbass, the murder of the Russians in the Donbass, has been going on for a long time. But the mainstream media will not say anything about this. All they want to do is make it out it's all Russia, and this is always going to be the way. You know, they're just rubbish people. This cabal is rubbish. And this is the end of it all. No more. The people have had enough. We own the land. Anyone who says they've got money can say they run the country because of their wealth. All right? We, the people, run the country. We, as do all the public servants, they answer to us. And there's so much fraud in this country alone. Like, God knows what else there is in like Russia and all these other countries, that the fraud is so deep, the rabbit hole just keeps on going. As we study it and we study it and we find all the... By one more before we go.
Okay.
State of New South Wales, CIK number 0000 71545. So guys, write that down. That's registered to Washington, DC. Working under State of New South Wales is also complicit in treason. Big call, huh?
I have to know more. I'd have to research
We
more
have the
about it
evidence.
before I do.
We have the evidence of that. We have all the documentation from the Edgar filing systems.
Where can,
Edgar.
how do they find that?
You can go online and find it, but you won't find it on Google because
Is
Google.
it a website?
Yeah,
is it
you have to
Telegram?
use.
Is it a...
You have to use alternative platforms like SE to go to, because the alternative platforms, they don't censor what you're looking for, and you've got to type in sometimes a few different questions to get the answer you're looking for as well.
Okay.
Like different ways.
Okay.
So
Edgar filing system. All right,
cool.
Okay.
See you, mate.
Corporation. Guys.